And here we're just getting right after it, getting the wiring harness and fuse block and everything put back into the truck. So it's been a while since it's ran and I'm sick of pushing it in and out. So we're gonna get the wiring harness and everything like that on here just so I can fire it up and get this thing pulled in and out. So anyways, I got going over that and basically just getting everything fit where it needs to go. And I ended up taking the turbocharger off of it just because I'm not going to end up using it right away here. It will be on there before the truck goes down the road, but just so I can get it in and out of the barn, it just seems more practical to leave it off for now. And I'll wait and get my oil feed and return all plumbed in, and then we'll be able to go ahead and take care of that and do that down the road anyways. So getting underneath the truck and got the starter on it and all that stuff taken care of underneath and buttoning up some odds and ends. Make sure we're full of oil, so I haven't put any oil in this thing yet at all. So anyways, this will be first little drink it gets here, and then after that we'll see if anything will happen, whether or not we get it to take off. So I still haven't done anything with the oil cooler on this, so I'm going to go ahead and get some oil cooler lines put on it. And then I've also got the little adapter for the turbo sitting behind that for the oil feed for the turbo. And at first I just put a little barb in it thinking that I would just take it and just plug it off so I could start the truck, and then so that's what I did here initially. And then after I got everything in there, then it just seemed like it would be a great idea to just put an oil pressure gauge in there and make sure I got some healthy oil pressure. So I'm not sure how well the sender or the cluster in this truck works. They're always known for having problems, so just put an oil pressure gauge into it so that I monitor, some of the vitals on it. And then give her a little splash of fuel too. So the tank's been empty since I put the pump in it, and that was more than a year ago probably. So this will be its first drink of fuel here too, and we're gonna get that in there. And after that we'll see if we're good to go to get her fired up or not. So I also, after putting the fuel in here, got the fuel lines plumbed in, made sure that my fuel pump was working, and just kind of kicked it on real quick. Hopefully she's gonna run. We're gonna try and fire it up and see what happens. I've got oil in it. Oil cooler lines are on it, but that's just bypassed anyways. It's not a big deal. And no coolant in it at the moment. I'm just gonna see if she'll fire up and run. Got the fuel lines on it and the wiring harness and everything like that. We're gonna see what happens. Whew, 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 whew. Alright, maybe I'll load a tune into it here before we get too carried away. Basically just hopes and dreams that that thing was going to fire up. So these here are the fuel injectors I bought for it, again over a year ago, well over a year ago now, but those are an 80 pound per hour Siemens Deca injector there. So anyways, substantially larger than the stock LQ4 injector. So just a quick Google search and bring that up right away to see how far out of the ballpark we are. And the LQ4 injectors at just about 25 pounds per hour, 24.8. So using that information, we know we're better than threefold bigger than the stock injectors in this thing. So it's definitely pig rich. There's no wonder it wasn't going to run. So I come here to my tune, and then I'm going to switch over my idle settings from my race truck that's got the same cam as this one is. So anyways, I'm sure the idle settings will be alright for that. And then from there I'll just go over to my fuel and plug in my injector flow rate. And so we do some quick math too real quick here. So 80 divided by 24.8 gives me almost 3.226 as far as a multiplier to throw in here at this table. And then I'll have all these different values just a little bit bigger than that they were before, or as far as how they all just slowly creep up there. So but that should be all we need to get it going. So we'll get this flashed in and see what happens. Alright, now we got the tune loaded. Fingers crossed she's gonna fire up. She's gonna idle. Maybe. Who knows? It's not like I know what I'm doing. Radio works. Alright. Fingies crossed. Key off, key on. Holy shit. Fuck yes. Oh, that's a bad girl. Let's get some oil in the transmission now, so that way I can let this thing idle just a hair.